Thank you very much for purchasing the rotating text plugin. In this video, we're going to go over the installation of the plugin. So you should have gotten a welcome guide, and make sure you save that welcome guide to your computer because that's how you'll access this instruction page in the future. And so when I update this code in the future, if I do, and I send out an email that there's been an update, you'll want to use that guide to access the updated code here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and copy the code and make sure you copy it all. And then we're going to go to, from the home panel, we're going to go to Settings, Advanced Code Injection, and we're going to paste it in the footer code injection. Now, if you already have jQuery loaded on your website, you don't need it twice. You only want one jQuery library loaded. So I make a note of that here in the instructions to only have one version of jQuery on your site. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the instruction page and we're going to copy the CSS. So we'll go all the way back to the home panel and we'll go to Design, Custom CSS. And then you're going to just paste in the rotating text plugin here into your custom CSS. Cool. So the last step that we have to do is link up the word that we want to be the rotating text word. So I want this life to be the word that rotates. So I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to turn it into a link. And then the link is going to be /# rotating -word. So this naming convention is very important. And then hit apply. So now if I click save, it will rotate through the list of words that we have in the code injection. So let's go ahead and go back to the code injection. And a cool shortcut to do that is to click the / key. And then you can search for code and then click on code injection. And that'll bring us right to this panel. So this is the list of words that this word life is going to be rotating through. So you can update this list with as many words as you want and whatever words you want. So where fitness is, we can say, I'll say where fitness is freedom, where fitness is confidence, etc., etc. So it's very important if you add words to this list, that's totally fine. We can say speed, but you have to wrap the word in quotation marks, and then you have to separate each word with a comma. So as long as you follow this naming convention, you can add as many words as you want to. Now, an important point. If you want life to also rotate through this cycle, like for example, we have where fitness is life, but this word is going to be replaced by this list of words. So life would no longer rotate through this list. So if we also want life to like continue to rotate through, then add whatever word is here, in this case it's life for me, to the end of the list. So I'm going to say life and then end it with a comma. And that way, so the last word in the list should be whatever word is originally in your sentence. So now I'll hit done and I'll hit save. So that's all you have to do to set up the plugin. And now we get our word rotating through, which is great. Now, something to be aware of, if like your word is much longer than like the original word, then it's possible that if there isn't enough room on one line, that it will cause this line to wrap because it's responsive. So like this word might drop down to the next line. So if you want to avoid that, then you'd just have to make this text smaller. That's kind of the only way to avoid that wrapping. Or what we could do is go back to the editor and we can just drop this down to the next line. So that way the rotating word is always on the next line. So a couple different ways to handle that. And you can just decide what is going to work best for you. Now, in terms of updating the styling of this rotating word, So it comes with this CSS here. If you did want to change the color, for example, you can replace current color, which will just make it whatever color the rest of the words are. So like we could change this to like red, for example. And now our rotating word will be red. So you can add custom fonts to this word. You can add any custom styling by just adding the property within these curly brackets here. So that is how easy it is to set up this rotating text plugin. I hope you enjoy it.